everyone, welcome back to Spring into Math 7. I'm Mrs. Campbell, and today we're going to be talking about the distributive property and solving for the unknown. Let's get started. So the order of operations tells us that we need to multiply and divide, then we add and subtract. You can maybe remember the acronym PEMDAS. And let's take a look at the order of operations and the distributive property and how they can help us when we're solving a problem. So the first thing I want to do, let's look at our problem. We have 5 times a plus 4 equals 40. Again, we're going to solve for a in this problem. First thing we're going to do is use the distributive property. Okay, and remember, when we're using the distributive property, we're distributing the 5. So we first do 5 times a, which I've given here, and then we do 5 times 4, our plus sign comes down as well, 5 times 4, 5 times 4. So basically the distributive property tells us 5 times a plus 4 is the same thing as 5 times a plus 5 times 4. Okay, and that equals 40. There we go. Now we're going to use the order of operations, and we are going to multiply. 5 times 4 is 20. 5a stays the same. We'll take the parentheses off. So now we've multiplied. It's important that we multiply and divide before we add and subtract. Now we have 5a plus 20 equals 40. Now we're going to subtract 20 from both sides of the equal sign so that we can isolate our variable 5a. Remember, subtracting is the inverse operation of adding. And we are left with 5a equals 20. Now this is telling us to multiply, so if it's telling us to multiply, the inverse of that would be to divide. We're going to divide both sides by 5. Our 5's cancel out, and we're left with a equals 20 over 5, or a equals 4. So just take it step by step, use the distributive property, and follow the order of operations. And if you take it step by step, you should have no problems. All right, let's try another one. 6 times c plus 2 equals 24. Use the distributive property first. 6 times c plus 6 times 2, which I've done here, equals 24. Go back to my highlighter. Now I have, and I'm going to multiply 6c plus 12. I got the 12 because 6 times 2 is 12, equals 24. Now I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides of the equal sign, and I'm left with 6c equals 12. Next step, if they're telling me to multiply 6 times c, I'm actually going to divide so that I can isolate my variable using inverse operations. In this case, it will be division. My 6's cancel out. C equals 12 over 6, and simplified, that tells me that c equals 2. All right, everyone, your turn. Let's see how you do with this problem. Try 3 times 3 plus d equals 36. Remember to use the distributive property and the order of operations. Good luck. All right, everyone, how did you do? Let's take a look at our answer. So our question was, our problem was 3 times 3 plus d equals 36. Using the distributive property, I have 3 times 3, and plus comes down here, and 3 times d equals 36. Now I'm going to multiply. Order of operations tells me to do that first. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times d is 3d. Equals 36. Next step would be to subtract 9 from both sides of the equal sign, which leaves me with 3d equals 27. I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and my 3's will cancel out. Now I have d equals 27 over 3, and d equals 9. All right, everyone, that just about wraps it up for today. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.